When it comes to the economy, there's so much going on in the world today, whether it be the recession, inflation, or big corporations using the excuse of inflation to inflate their own prices so that they can make record-breaking profits. Whatever the case is, people are doing whatever they can to save money. But when are people not trying to save money? That is always going to be a constant, especially on TLC's hit show, Extreme Cheapskates. Now, the reason I'm making a video on this show today is because I got a comment on one of my older Extreme Cheapskates video, and the comment doesn't really matter. I don't even remember what it said, but it reminded me the show exists, so we're doing a video on it. And the title of this episode is Father Knows Debt. I will give every dad out there the opportunity to... I especially like doing the episodes where it's a father initiating the cheapskateness because, well, it's funny. I don't know what it is about watching a father make choices for himself and his family that makes them resent him that's just so goddamn funny. Thanks for that. Not as insulting as the 1,000 Ways to Die disclaimer, but stupid nonetheless. You just always know when you hear this iMovie-ass stock music start to play, you're about to see some dumb shit. And we will.
Alright, let mommy do that side over there.
So far, not too bad. They're being pretty efficient with this. They're handing the hose over the car, they're all taking turns, they're making sure that they efficiently use up their 75 cents. But because we're not cringing into our seats, we know that there is so much more in store.
Sir? Yes, sir. I was vacuuming there, and I think my wife lost her earring. Is there anything you can do for us?
Yes, sir, absolutely.
I mean, it just went right through, so.
The first time that I had to dig into a vacuum bin, I was pretty grossed out.
Get the quarters, hit the quarters.
But now, as I keep doing it just about every week, I kind of get used to it. It's become like a second nature to me.
So I don't know what the deal with the son is. I'm pretty sure he's just shy, or he's just old enough to start realizing, oh, my dad is, fucking nuts. And if the kids at school see me on this show Monday, I'm fucking toast. Hola, soy Chris con una camisa diferente. Dang it, there I go again. I'm still trying to learn Spanish and still find myself switching in and out of the languages like a good bilingual speaker should. But while we're conveniently on the topic of learning a new language, it's the perfect time for me to thank the sponsor of today's video, Babbel. If you're interested in learning a new language this year, then Babbel is the perfect place to start. Babbel is one of the top language learning apps in the world, using its intuitive lessons to help you learn a new language through real-life conversations. Like many of us during the holidays, I fell behind on a lot of stuff when it comes to self-improvement, like learning Spanish, but Babbel makes it easy to bounce right back. Whether you need to review some stuff that you're a bit fuzzy on, or just continue on learning. Now we all have our own reasons for wanting to learn a new language, whether it be for upcoming travel to connect with other cultures, connect with family and friends, professional development, or self-improvement like me. Whatever it may be, Babbel can help you get there, because it's scientifically proven to help you start speaking a new language in just 3 weeks. Imagine that. In just the time it takes me to put out a new video, you could be starting a new language. And just like in my last Babbel ad, you can learn phrases like "me trae la cuenta" when asking for the check at a restaurant, and then hand the check over to the person actually paying. So guys, go try out Babbel for yourselves. Learn a new language this year. There is no better time to do it, and if you use my link below, you can get a whopping 60% off. I do hope you guys check them out. If you do, let me know what language you're learning and how much faster you're learning it than me. But thank you to Babbel for sponsoring, and now back to Extreme Cheapskates.
The kids love going to the car wash because it's like a treasure hunt for them.
Yeah, I can tell they really, really love it.
Did you find the earring?
We have found earphones, jewelry, change, of course, a lot of change.
It would be one thing if they were dumpster diving. Dumpster diving together as a family. That I would just be like, oh, okay. But this feels so much scummier. It's not like they're doing something really bad, but when you just stop and you take a look at it.
Pick it up, get it.
We have found candy. Is it open?
No, it's sealed, it's sealed.
So it's okay to eat?
Yeah.
And then at the end, my dad would just place something there and be like, oh, look, we found it.
Let me see, 1 second. I think I got it. This is it.
My favorite part about this is the confusion on the young employee's face, because he's caught somewhere in the middle of, I'm not paid enough to deal with this shit, and I've never dealt with this shit, so I don't even know how I would. Because people don't do this. And I know I'm gonna get like 6 comments where someone's like, I used to do this with my dad all the time. We used to... Shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear it.
We got it, kids. I'm sure maybe one day they're gonna have their own kids doing this, so we pass the torch to them as they did pass the torch to the little ones now.
Is this what they mean about generational wealth? Because if so, I want no part in it.
Going to the car wash is like playing the slots. because the dollar that I put in, I know I'm going to get it back anyways.
No, I would rather my parents be addicted to slots, like both my parents dangerously addicted to slot machines, than this. If I ever get a call from either one of my parents and they're like, hey, I'm going to be on TV, and I find out it's TLC, I will be livid. There's not a single show on this network where I'd be like, oh, actually sounds like it might be fun. You're going to look like a normal person on there.
All he wants is to save money. And I think he does it out of the kindness of his heart. It's just annoying.
At least she's honest. She's like, well, he doesn't mean to be obnoxious, even though he definitely is, but I love him.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
Good, thank you. No, counter, please.
Counter.
Triple deckers.
Now, when it comes to episodes of this show where they're following a family, we always have to show them going to a restaurant. At least in the 2 or 3 episodes I've seen, so they're all like that. And you just know when the waitress sees them coming in with a TLC camera crew behind them, she's just like, I'm not getting a tip, am I?
As a family of 6, we consume lots of food. And now that my 2 oldest children are back home for the summer, I have to be very, very careful not to go over budget.
I thought he was going to say with his kids coming back from school, he's going to not try to go too overboard. But of course he says over budget. That's what I get for trying to look on the bright side of things. I gotta stop fucking doing that on these videos.
Were you guys ready? Or you guys...
I'm just gonna have a water, please.
Just the water?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll have water.
Sure. And I'll have the water. Just the water?
Nothing would satisfy me more than for one of these kids to just throw a big fat wrench in this dad's plan. Yeah, I'll have a ice water with extra lemon. Yeah, same, I'll have a water too. You know what? I'll have a Diet Pepsi. Yeah, that sounds good actually. I think I'll have a Diet Pepsi too.
Going to a diner with my dad is the most embarrassing thing ever. He and my mother, they get coffee and they split it. And then they get unlimited refills. We all have to get waters.
So we take those, we mix it with the free lemons, we take the sugar packets, and then we mix it together, and we get lemonade.
I've been going back and forth in my head as I've been watching this episode, trying to figure out what's worse, them making their own lemonade or the dad and mom sharing coffee.
Oh, that's enough sugar, Nicholas. You're gonna get too hyper. I don't want you hyper.
I don't want you getting too hyper, Nicholas, because when you get hyper, you get fucking hungry.
The great thing about diners is diners usually serve you these huge portions.
In our culture, we share. We have big plates of food on the table and everybody eats from everything. It's normal to share, but it's not normal to share club sandwiches.
Right? Like, this isn't culture. You can't play that card when you're sharing a cup of coffee and turning that whole counter into a lemonade stand.
The waitresses think we are psycho. They give us the dirtiest looks I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I don't blame them. When this family eats here, it's a net benefit of like $6 for the restaurant, and that's including the waitress's tip.
A club sandwich, it's pretty much like getting 2 or 3 sandwiches into one. And I always get also the extra lettuce to make it a little bit more bulky. Can I have 2 extra plates, please?
Sure. And 2 extra for me as well.
Yeah.
You guys need anything else?
Can I have some extra lettuce and tomato, please, on the side? Thank you.
I think I might have spaced out when I originally watched this episode, but I thought that they all just ordered club sandwiches, but no, they ordered like 1 or 2 servings, and they're just sharing it. And you know the owner of that diner is just fucking pissed. Like, wait, hold on, we shut down our restaurant today for this show. We thought this was gonna put us on the map. We thought this was Driver's Dine-In and Dash. But you haven't even showed the fucking sign, and you ordered a club sandwich and 1 coffee.
I don't think my habits are extreme. They're just regular. This is the way I am, so nothing is extreme for me. And I mean, I'm aware of the cost of things.
Look, I know that it's completely normal to grab a toothpick after eating or leaving a restaurant. That's not a cheapskate thing to do. But I feel like after everything they've done today, that would just be like the straw that broke the camel's back. They'd be like, that's it, get the fuck out!
I love him very much, but his cheap ways sometimes turn me off.
Normally when someone says, I love him, but it's like already not a good thing, but it is dialed up to an 11 when it's on this show.
In the garage of our house, he has a little workstation. It's a little money-saving station.
When it comes to dads having a garage that they do their projects in, this has to be the most pathetic version of that yet. I don't even know what I'm looking at on that table. It looks like Doc Brown dumped out his trash fusion machine from the back of the time machine.
As a family of 6, we consume lots of water. Bottled water can cost $1 per bottle. Instead of buying new bottles of spring water, I just keep the old ones and I refill them with tap water from the hose.
Wow, big day for people who brag on the internet about drinking out of a hose when they were a kid. Those boomer humor meme page enjoyers are just living for this right now.
And then just to create that magic final touch, what I do is I use this non-toxic clear nail polish. So when you open the bottle, it makes that magic clicking sound, so they think that it's brand new.
Who do you think you're fooling bringing in a case of 11 brandless water bottles that all smell like nail polish and taste like hose water? Nothing else except hose water tastes like hose water.
It gets me so frustrated thinking that it's a brand new water bottle. It's something that I just struggle with a lot.
I'm dying to know what that little boy is thinking right now. Either he's got some really strong opinions against his dad, or he's like on his dad's side and he's just biting his tongue the whole episode.
I love beer. Beer is one of my passions. Now that my kids are home, for the summer, it could be quite expensive.
Someone take that goddamn table away from him. Nothing good comes from that man having that table in that garage.
Hey, Francesca. Got a job for you here. That's for you.
I have to shake this for 10 to 15 minutes to make butter, and I've been doing this for as long as I can remember. The butter that I make, it's pretty good.
My husband hates when people open up the fridge and leave it open. He feels that you're wasting energy, and energy is money.
I hope to God that Red Bull in the fridge is brand new from a store, because I cannot imagine this man's recipe for homemade garage Red Bull.
Every time you open the refrigerator door, there's a lot of wasted energy. And that's something that drives me crazy. Everyone is only allowed to open the fridge doors once a day, and they have 24 seconds to do so. By controlling how many times a day they open the fridge door, I save about $20, $25 a month.
Oh, perfect. That's just about enough money to buy some water, beer, and butter and not make it in your goddamn garage.
He takes a pot from a plant, he puts sand in there, and then he throws in sticks that he finds all around the garden, and he turns them up, lights it up, and that is, woo, voila, our fire.
So at first I thought they were just making a bonfire in this pot to sit around and enjoy. I don't know anything about pots, I don't know if that's dangerous or not. But then I found out that they are using it as a grill that they will cook food on for not only themselves, but you guessed it, people coming over, because it wouldn't be an Extreme Cheapskates episode without people from the outside world coming over to realize that they are living next to an Extreme Cheapskate. If I went over to my neighbor's house to enjoy a nice, friendly barbecue, enjoy the company of my family and my friends, and eat some good food, and I saw that they were cooking their shit on an open fire pot, and the daughter brings out the shaken water bottle butter, I'm moving. I'm moving. I would rather live next to a hoarder. And not just any hoarder, like a hoarder that makes the surrounding homes its problem.
Just make sure you cut the cheese in half before you put it.
Cut the cheese in half? This barbecue is pretty cheap, but at the end of the day, people are happy.
The cheeseburgers on my dad's grill have a very interesting and unique flavor.
Those are not cheeseburgers, those are hors d'oeuvres, what the hell.
Having a good time is not about how much money you spend, it's just about the people that you're with.
Having a good time isn't about how much money you can spend. It's about how far you can stretch that money with as many people possible before they stop coming over.
Having a good time with them, of course.
And everybody's having a great time, as you can see.
Well, it actually looks like everyone's having a good time. They're all laughing, enjoying their snacks. Yeah, man, this party's great. When are we gonna have dinner? What do you mean? Oh, I was just thinking because we have the appetizers, it's getting kind of late. I was just wondering when we're gonna have dinner. No, that was the dinner. We're trying to have a cookout on a budget, an Extreme Cheapskates cookout, if you will. Oh no, God, no, I thought they were here for 90 Day Fiancé. God, this is Extreme Cheapskates, fuck!
I've only been alive for 11 years, but if he hasn't stopped in 11 years, I think it's pretty much hopeless.
Well, I'm glad they all got to enjoy their cookout and they had a good time. Also, the oldest daughter, she looks so familiar, and I looked up her name, and apparently she's kind of an actress / casting director / a million other things. She was either on Jersey Shore or did something with Jersey Shore. I don't know. Someone in the comments might know who she is, though. Well, guys, I hope you did enjoy. I know it was a little bit of a shorter video compared to what I've been putting out. Don't worry, more longer videos are coming out soon. I'm just trying to get in the flow of things again. But if you did enjoy, consider leaving a like rating down below, comment, let me know what you thought, subscribe if you haven't. Thank you again to Babbel for sponsoring. Remember, link below, 60% off. More than half. I double, triple checked. With all that being said, thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.